How's the classes been going?
Okay. I have like 2 more class.
Oh yeah, it's my left.
Yeah, this week and then like the first week of December, and then like the week after the final.
Right. You have the actual like exams or it's all papers?
Only one class have a final, and the other one is like a quick assignment, like that station rotation thing.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah.
I haven't like asked my classmates about it
Right.
because it's a not even class.
Oh yeah.
So I have to join it.
Mhm.
This one I for sure can't do a solo. There's like
Yeah,
three
you have to do it, right? Okay.
there's 3 sections to it, so it needs some more.
Yeah, you need at least 2 other people, right?
Yes. For this week, it's like a lesson plan thing. It's kind of similar. One of it is similar to the journal I showed you last week. It's a lesson plan thing.
Oh yeah, you told me it's more like a little longer, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is what the little template like for it. For this week, so-called, it's for social studies, one of it, and then another one is like how the other one last week was for authoring.
Okay.
So this is what it looks like. I have to so-called come up with a idea and stuff, and then fill out this whole thing.
Right. This is just social studies, you said, right?
One of this would be for social studies, and then the other one, like so-called 2 of this, but one.
Okay.
2.
So can you turn it a little more, please? Thank you. Okay, so the content, who are we teaching to pick the grade level of the class?
I started like for the one before. I started it. I didn't finish. I was doing the science one. I didn't do the math part yet.
Okay.
But it wasn't fully finished. But I did start filling out like the first section.
Okay.
The other one was not yet.
So what grade did you choose then?
For the other one, it was like I did the assignment that I did with the clinicals. It was like planting and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. What is the title? Format, small group, whole group, content areas, backward design, sub-design results, standards, objectives, and assessment. So just like the other one, basically. Learning activities, describe the activity you will implement. Differentiation, how you support diverse learners. Okay, so that's just like it's like individualizing the lesson plans to certain students. Either they have learning disabilities, or they speak another language, or if they're more advanced. And the theoretical framing, barrier, theoretical ideas, support your lesson, we share activities, concepts. Clearly demonstrate how your city illustrates idea. So I think it would be smart, maybe then we should pick the theoretical idea and concept because it says you have to base your activity on the specific theoretical idea. You see that in the bottom?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it would like remember how the professor said like you might have to like pick like the standards and the concept first and then pick the activity. I think it'd be the same way for this one. Is there like a specific list of the theoretical concept? Is that different than the
Have one. Let's see if we have like a little slide about it.
yeah, because it seems like it's different.
Because we are learning those so-called different types of teaching. Those like monas. They mentioned about the other one.
Uh, oh, like different. I get what you're saying. Like different types of approaches. Like
Yeah, that one was really kind of what it was there, and then there might be. The one we had before was a few weeks ago. It does not have story. It's science. The slide before is science.
no sense for okay. But this one, is there a specific oh you said social studies, right? We can look for a social studies, I guess theoretical idea.
This so for this week we're learning this approach thing.
Okay.
I'm not sure would that be part of like to
Right.
this approach, this project approach.
Yeah, remember that social studies like standard thing that we looked at was it last week?
Yeah.
I think it might be there then. Because it has the concept, so maybe it has the idea too. So it has to be similar.
This week is loading this week's slide. This is so-called the content.
Oh, so that's the content. So you would have to
Make sure to have every like combined.
right, because you said one is just social studies and the other one's all three of them, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so then I think this would be like the idea technically. Um, so you would have to pick this first and then base your activity on it. I think that's what she was trying to say. Um,
I don't have the textbook really,
Right.
so I don't really know which part to really find the theory to like connect it to the lesson.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
I didn't borrow this book this semester, so I don't have the textbook at all.
Okay.
That part I'm not sure where I
Right.
for the theory part.
Right. Yeah. Theoretical part. What did I say?
I don't think this is for sure would be the thing. These are standards.
Okay. This is the math, science, standard. Remember last week that you had like kind of the journal thing, but it had the three concepts.
It was similar to this.
That was the one you ended up doing about the planting, right? Did you use that?
I did something else. Yes. Have the standards, the house thing. The PDF.
Okay. So I think it would be, yeah, we have to first look at the maybe like the ones that stick out to you most and see what you feel like what grade level you'd rather do.
I think it's mainly the younger age range, not the upper one. So
Yeah, it's yeah, isn't it kindergarten to third grade that you get to pick?
there's second.
The second, okay, kindergarten to second, okay. Civics. So this is more like the government kind of governmental things you're teaching the kids, and then
So yeah, I think for the lesson plan, it's kind of hard for me because I'm not sure what to do for the activity. Then like to find the standard. That's where.
yeah, I think it'd be easiest to pick one of these first, maybe that like is interesting to you and like stands out to you, or think that might be a little easier to do. And then based off of this, kind of creating an activity that combines the three. Because you basically have like creative liberty to really make up your activity. But I think it's easier finding the standard first and then make the activity, or like then making the activity and then finding the standard and maybe it doesn't completely align with, yeah. So I think it would be best to maybe let's like pick one that sounds interesting or easy, and we can make activity off of that. You know?
Like when I try to search activity matching with those standards, it didn't pop anything really up.
Right, yeah. It might be hard because it's like three different things and it's like you try to make it into one.
For the social studies, I put it in for the activities, nothing really popped up.
Right. Especially for social studies, not like that many activities compared to math and science. So maybe we can like search up the math and science activity and then like just kind of change it based on the social study part. So because you might have to make the social study up like completely because I feel like there's less activities based on social study than math and science.
I know for one of the weeks, she had read a book that's kind of like connected with all three in some ways. It was like a kid and the grandma was taking a ride, bus ride through this neighborhood. It kind of, and then she asked, "Is there any like math or science or
Right.
studies?" That one kind of seems like it has all three in that book.
Right, makes sense. Okay. Yeah, then we could just find something that's kind of related. Maybe something that's like, I think it was last week that I mentioned like something, maybe going to like a grocery store book that kind of introduces like the grocery store to the kids because the math part would be obviously paying for the groceries. You can do like the science part. You could do like a separate activity with them after reading the book and be like, oh, where does the fruits and vegetables come from that are in the grocery store? Like, how do they grow? You know, you can kind of talk about maybe make it like science that way, you know, with the vegetables and things like that. And then the social studies would be like their community. I think it was the other one. If you go down, this is more like with like
Yeah, there's other ones too.
yeah, this is like more government.
Just geography.
Yeah, that was like the map one. Remember she had that example of like the map. That would be. You could do economics too. That's related, like the money it takes. Let me see the stand. Industry. Yeah, so like you could say the role of money, you know, when you go in the grocery store is giving people money so you could give food back, you know, like kind of explaining that. So it's just like you could kind of, I think it'd be easy to pick the standards that you like or feel like you can like tie them together and then just make an activity on your own. It doesn't have to be like one thing you're doing. It could be like you could read a book and then after you can like so you could read a book on like grocery store, like the teacher, you read a book about something, and then like another additional activity for the book, because technically you're just reading the book isn't
Mhm.
considered an activity. So that could be like supplemental, like maybe it's introduced to money. Like if you can't think of another math activity, you could just include something that talks about money in the book, so you guys can start talking about money. So that way it's a little easier, and you could do something else for the social studies, like actually going to the grocery store, or actually like looking at the fruits and vegetables. That could be the science part. You know how it's like observation. And to make it easy, the math can be the book because it talks about money in the book. It's like for like especially younger kids, like one little thing isn't considered activity. It's like a bunch of things that kind of are related, you know. Um, just like how the teacher did, she made them make maps, she made them read the book, she made them go to the um a garden or something.
It was a video, and it seems like it's a farm.
Yeah, farm. So like see that this all these three different things, that's all considered one activity. So it would just be like that, like trying to change different things so it could fit the standard. So what standard do you think that you like the best?
I was think maybe what the like that journal thing what I'd have done or something similar to that. In some ways for one of them, and then the other one that's just social studies, maybe like about me or something like that little activity.
Yeah, you could do about me.
Which one would that be? Like, is that the community one?
I was gonna say community because it's. I think it says for the younger kids, it says me and my community. So like that includes.
Which down there?
Mm,
This stood up.
it was on the slideshow that your teacher. I go back to the. Yeah, just go back. This one, me and my social world. So that includes like themselves. You could do something like about me, and then them watching their. You can make them present it, and then them watching their classmates. It consider their social world. Those are their classmates. So that would be considered. I think that's first grade though, no? Or kindergarten for the me and my social world.
I can't find the like the little thing that
Maybe.
like what standard is it?
Right.
This is like the last one.
Yeah, those are the ones you said that are not included.
This is like, don't have many because I'm not looking at the higher grades, the younger ones.
Yeah. Can you go back all the way? Like I think it was maybe the second one. No,
This is
that's where it
the
started.
very
Right, it
first
started.
start here.
See, that's like more.
It seems like that topic is kindergarten age.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
So which standard would it be?
It wouldn't be that one because that one talks about like authority and like government. Yeah, but that's the next one. This is a.
This is
Oh, the 6A, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe, which one to remember? No, weather, climate, no, identifies with how people. Because it's this. It's my social world, so we just have to find which one lines up the best. It wasn't that one was like, what does that say? Explain choices I made. So,
And then the other one down. The last of it. Which one would it be? Is it this
yeah,
topic
it's
or
that.
which standard?
Sorry, can you go back up to the first one, the civics? Describe roles and responsibilities of people and authority.
There's more in it.
Okay. Explain the main purposes of rules in various settings. Inside and outside the school. I think maybe you could do that one. The explain the role and purposes of what did it say? Rules?
Yeah, rules.
Oh, I don't know that about. Maybe you could do something similar to like the about me, but like instead of describing themselves, maybe they can like after you do like a reading with them, maybe watch a video about you do like police officers, firefighters, you can make them do like an about me about the police officer. And that way it would be civic and political investigation. It's describe your responsibilities of people in authority. It's easy to they can kind of describe the firefighter, the police officer, and you can kind of help them learn what their job is. Um, and even you can even include like when they have like because that's kindergarten, so they have like the play area. You can include like firefighter hats, police hats, um, and that one could be just for the social studies one. I feel like that'd be kind of easy, and I feel like it'd be easy to find an activity based on just like firefighters. Kids at that age are like interested in that stuff. Kindergarten, kindergarten activities. What are you thinking? Like police officers, firefighters? What do you think would be more interesting?
I'm gonna eat. I think either one's okay for them. It seems like.
Yeah, they probably like both. Mm, yeah, there's like some questions you ask. Is it a police station? Do you know where that? Do you know a police officer? Can you name parts of their uniform? What do you know about their job? So that could be like your pre-assessment because maybe you have to include an assessment. That could be your pre-assessment. You write down what they say, and then ask the same questions after you guys reading the books, watching the videos, after activity, and then based on what they know from before and after, that'll be technically be your assessment. Like something to, and then it says you can include. Yeah, you could put like, how they have like a play area. You could put like police things in the play area, like cars, like police cars, police hats. Uh, there's like activity sheets that you could do. There's no activity. Like something like that, because then that follows the standard. Describe the role of the police officer after his activities. I'm just trying to find like one specific activity though. It's kind of hard. Mm, I'm gonna say firefighter. For this website has like everything. If you want to do this one as like um the one with the 3. So it has like a craft. You just pick a craft. It has like the main lesson right here. Math. This one is like a graphing one. You know, I think they graph like the colors, which one is what color. I think they're probably easiest to do. They have a science one. Because obviously you talk about firefighters, you can talk about fire and be like telling them to be safe about fire, so that could be the science part. It could be like, this is an experiment. I'm trying to think if it lets me click on it. Yes, it's like extinguish the fire, extinguish fire. There's more games. There's fire truck. There's movement 2. There's worksheets.
What's the?
It's called, what's the, kidssoup.com, firefighter and fire safety activity. See, like this one technically is for preschool, but this is similar. See, so it'd be like a book. They have a math one, which is like, counting the different parts. Science. This one's pretty easy because it's preschool. But obviously, you're gonna make it harder, but it's like sorting what's hot or not, because that's fire safety. Let's see. So we get something like this for kindergarten, like talk about what you're talking about firefighters, and talk about how like they fight the fires, so they talk about fire safety, about what's hot, what's not. I don't know what to do. So like, it has this one available. It has the pre-K one available. I'm trying to find this one. I don't think it's available. But I think it's pretty similar. It's like, mm, okay. Oh, this one is kind of easy. It's like having them roll a die, and then like cover the die that they have, and that'd be good for kindergarten because they still like they know how to count, but they don't sometimes like with the counting the 1-on-1 they struggle with that still. So you could do that. Oh, this is pretty cool. It's called firefighter count. Draw apartments and write numbers inside. Then they wrote large numbers across the bottom. Also, like it matches, and you have to like match them. Measuring the holes. That'll be going to for math because I don't see a lot of them measuring. And you could even like since they're in kindergarten or you do first grade, you can even actually make it like a ruler, so they could start learning how to make the ruler. It's more advanced. Shapes is more like preschool. This is STEM, so like making the houses, saving the houses, um, just like little things. It's more sensory stuff. Yeah. So like this one could be good because it covers the social studies, which is like learning about people in charge, which is a firefighter. But then you can make it about fire too, and do the math and the science one. And then this has is it a separate link with the math standards or
The math one is the math standards is the one we saw before. When I did the math game one. There's the people.
So let's just look at a match on that. Might be good.
It's kind of similar for all. This is for kindergarten.
Okay. Let's do something with measuring on there.
Measurement here. Describe and compare measurable attributes. Classify objects and count the number of objects and categories. This is for kindergarten.
Yeah, so for like the the hose one, you can do that and be like, they use this to measure the hose length. Because you're talking about obviously gonna talk about the hose when before that, or you could do like actual numbers and have them say how many like inches it's long because it's kindergarten. So they'll like recognize the numbers at that point. So that could be one. Definitely. Geometry. What's another? The You could do that too. Remember the apartment one I showed you? That could be place value. Because it's like it'll have the number actually written out, and then you could put like the amount of blocks it has underneath it. That's place value. And you can have them do like bigger numbers. So it could be like in the 20s. Yeah, so we just have to pick one of these and see which one you like better and then kind of shape the activity around it based and you could just use these for some like inspiration. So like this one could be like place value, but since they're older, you could just do like two numbers. So you could do like 23 and have like the only two or three and then have them put the amount of beads on there. Or like this too. Um, yeah, this would be like have the number of objects. The first one for counting and what is it? Counting.
I think for the math and science, it can't be more than.
Yeah. So it'd just be like whichever one you like best though, like whichever's the activity you like best, and then you base it off of I mean, whichever standard you think is easier and then base it off this. This is like another count one. Like this is like a simple one you could do. Like it doesn't have to be too hard to like make it about fire. They literally just put a little fire truck in an apartment building. Yeah, like same thing for the literacy one. If you end up having to do literacy one, it's the same thing. They just made it like kind of fire related. See, like you can even do this with like numbers. So it could be like number with a fire hydrant, and then you use Play-Doh, and then you kind of make the numbers with Play-Doh. You could do bigger numbers or the paper. That could be a good one. This is rhyming. Seeing the books and a bunch of book options. For this too, you can make the ladder. You can do like 1, 2, 3, and then on these little pins, you can put like the dots and tell them to match the dots and amount of dots and the actual number. That could be an easy one too. This is on Pocket of Preschool.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I would just say if you like that social studies standard, you could do it by itself and just do like police or fire. But if you find that you found good activities that are like math related and it's like related to the concepts for kindergarten, use that one for all three. It might be easier. For social studies, you could just pick whichever one of them. Kind of make it its own activity. Or this too could be easy, like a counting puzzle. You know, just have the different strips and have them put in order. That would be like the fire truck, the fire engine, or matching. They literally just put like pictures of the
Mhm.
fire. But the ladder thing too, fill in the blank. I guess fill in the blank, yeah. The dog, the Dalmatian. This is like maybe more one, two. Or this too, this could be like the stem. You can make this in both math and science without making a ladder. This might be like a bigger activity if she wants it like that. Because they could be counting how much marshmallows, how much toothpicks they use, and then them creating it is the science part.
Yeah, I think that one is it don't really seems like it's those other grade standards words. It don't that idea kind of don't match with it seems like other ones. Not sure. The kindergarten and first grade.
It would be like, let me see, pushes and pulls. This is the science one.
The science
Science and the environment, weather, engineering. That this would be engineering. Because they're creating like them trying to create it and then them messing up and then making it again. That's engineering. So you could, if you really wanted to, you could be like, this is them creating something, but also having to count. You see science and engineering practices.
These are the standards up here.
Um, it could either be the first one or the second one. Like they can sketch out their ladder beforehand. And then this is the physical model. So it's their own physical model to illustrate how the shape of the object helps it function. So you can tell them, oh, like how does the shape of this ladder and the steps, how does that help the firefighters, you know, get on the houses? It can even be the first one, like they're gathering information through the activities. Define a simple problem they can solve. And how like the making of the ladder helps the firefighters help the problem. Just I didn't know it included engineering, but that the fact that it does, it would apply to that. Yeah.
Okay.
This one, it's on pre-K principal fun. An example. You Yeah, it says for younger children, focus on the fire safety rules like the stop, drop, and roll, the escape plans, and activities that stimulate fire or involve safe chemical reactions like volcano. Mm, yeah, so it's just more like understanding fire safety for the younger kids. Because if you were to do an experiment, that's more for like the older kids.
Mm.
But yeah. Okay, yeah. So I would just say pick maybe the social study one first, since you have to do both of them that you have to do include social studies. So maybe like
One
pick
just social study.
yeah. So pick one like that you like, and if you find that it has like some a math and a science activity you can relate to it,
Mhm.
then just do it for the three. And if you feel like if it doesn't, just use it for the one by itself.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm gonna plug you I'm all good. Yes. Welcome. Have a good day.
Bye. Thank you.